Energy and food woes are ongoing in this series, and we're finally building cruisers. Soon we'll be upgrading our star bases. We just need to make sure we can do all of that while not letting these problems get any worse. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Stellaris Ancient Relics in our Legacy of the Forerunners series. This is episode 20 of the series. We're going to jump back into Roma Galactica 2 for those of you watching the series live. Starting tomorrow. That'll be cool. But for now, let's see what else we can do here. We are
System survey
getting some
concluded.
things done with our construction ships, filling in some long-standing gaps in our territory, while also, as I mentioned, we discovered the moon bump in the last episode, while also, as I mentioned, trying to manage a food and energy shortage. Another archaeological event. All right.
Construction project
Oblivion. Hidden under the floor tiles in the sacristy, the archaeologists have discovered a secret crypt where the walls are lined with rows upon rows of tiny blue digital orbs, their circuitry glittering in the dark. Each orb contains the memory of a single confession and can be plugged into a cryptic-looking machine at the center of the room to reveal its contents. Those who confess their sins were blessed with oblivion, the memories of their deeds extracted by the confessional chairs and stored within the digital orbs. How practical. Let us pray for some juicy confessions. Let's just say how practical. All right, so we got another minor artifact from that. Arlith, being the scientist that's looking into this, is really helping us out, I think. All right, we do have some expansion we can do now. Idramore also needs gene clinics for expansion. Oldara. Goodness, do I want energy or food here? I kind of want energy first. I don't know. I feel like Oldara's going to be a... No. Go away. This is a massive food production world, it looks like. Speaking of that, I do have one world that I said I was going to designate for food production and haven't done that yet, so... Maybe it was Oldara, and I thought I'd built more. But we will do that at some point. Just not until
construction project
those
concluded.
districts are there already. Alright, let's get those stations built. Of course, building additional stations will affect the energy deficit a little. I'm well aware of that. Also, having our fleet patrolling around. Let's see how that's affecting the trade value. Okay, yeah, now piracy's better. And Beauregard's following Task Force Campus around loyally.
Construction project concluded.
I just need to be careful with my upgrade button. Let's reinforce the fleet again.
Anomaly found.
Okay, so we're finding yet another terraforming candidate. That happened a lot in the last episode. Sin. Sin is unoriginal. The memory orbs contain countless accounts of tedious little transgressions, infidelity, bearing sacrilegious garb, exposing your flappers, adorning your feelers, ingesting your neighbor's pet, child, or spouse. The deeds of one penitent alone stand out, those of the priest herself. The Hollow Priest, as it turns out, is a virtual representation of the church's founder, Illuminate Saria. She appears to have suffered from severe memory loss and was haunted by the conviction that she had committed a heinous act in the past. The tiny molluscoid priest extracted and stored over 100 of her own confessions in an attempt to figure out what she had done. Interesting. Oh, this is cool. Oh, this is amazing. Loving the archaeological sites.
Anomaly found.
Preliminary scans of SSD 397 indicate that a heavily armed vessel is in orbit of the asteroid. It would be wise to proceed with caution. Okie doke. All right, the Rodgetty Station. This was going to be where I extracted some trade value, and God knows we need to do it. I think I was letting that sit for most of the last episode by mistake. Also, we have the hydroponics bay options, some of our other stations, so we can do that once we're done upgrading our fleet, and we might be able to resolve a lot of both of our kind of crises at the moment. That's good.
System survey concluded. Construction project concluded.
All right, healthcare campaign edict has expired. We don't have the energy to renew it, unless, of course, we sell some stuff. So let's sell some stuff. Because I want that edict back. That's pop growth speed. We absolutely need that for just about every reason imaginable. Okay.
Research concluded.
What do we have here? Afterburners unlocked. Good. All right, destroyer hull points, railgun. Let's go ahead and get the railgun tech started. We'll just need to be very careful with the upgrade button. I know. Nefri's Pride. The Arn vessel discovered in orbit of SSD-397 is an abandoned military spacecraft called Nefri's Pride. Its light frame and evasion hardware suggest it was built for long-distance patrol missions, but it has since been retrofitted into a long-range stealth bomber. Records of the ship's comms reveal it was hijacked by a rebel guerrilla on its way to perform a strike against a secret complex called the Exfin Labs, said to hold a weapon so powerful it could win them the war when they were shot down. We have extracted the ship's destination from its navigational drive. Send a science crew to the lab, or we can get influence saying we have no need for such a weapon. I feel like we need to defend ourselves a little bit. Where are you? Oh, it's in Safaban. Okie dokie. Wasn't expecting that. Let's see where our closest science ship is. Come back and research that, please. It's going to take you a while, but so be it. All right, we do have gene clinics down on a lot of our newer worlds, so that's helpful. Also, let's take a quick look at we still don't have robots. I mentioned at the beginning of the last episode we're going to have robots, but we haven't had the opportunity to build a factory just yet. Yeah, you guys still... Apply template.
Situation log updated.
Research. Need to get that done.
Research concluded.
I know it's eating up research time. And yeah, I know we're running out of that stuff too, but okay. Hyperdrive 3, probably a good idea. Barrier point defense, probably an even better idea. Let's do that. We already do have some basic point defense ships.
Construction project concluded.
We could save some energy. Okay, that's the... Okay, Durhamden Bagors has died, but Takarlith is still alive. I thought that might have been Takarlith dying right as we finished the archaeological site. But, let's see what happened at the Endless Expanse. Illuminate Soria's workstation is littered with obsessive scribbles about a place called Ix-Belen, and the horrors she fears transpired there. Judging from her journal, she had intermittent moments of clarity followed by complete memory loss. She writes that if she did not recognize her own handwriting, she would have thought they were the ramblings of a madwoman. It seems likely that her deteriorating mental health was a side effect of repeated memory extraction, but without a body, it is impossible to say. Piecing together a coherent course of events from her many fragmented confessions has proven as hopeless for the archaeologist as it was for her, but they have uncovered what could be the coordinates to Ix-Belen from one of her many memory orbs. So we can set course for Ix-Belen, or we can say we can't concern ourselves with the petty crumbs of dead aliens and gain 500 influence. But we would get another archaeological site. 500 influence, you guys. Do you know how tempting that is? That'll help me lock down all the rest of the stuff I want to do, or we can go for more story. That is a difficult decision. It's way too compelling. I'm sorry, the writer in me just wants to know. I mean, that's a huge sacrifice, but it's worth it for good story. I've been enjoying this. So we've got 20 minor artifacts from that and an archaeological site at Julia 5. Yeah, let's donate. Okay, that helps a little bit, although now we have to... I know. Give me a second. Chill out. Calm yourself. All right, so let's go ahead and sell that. So Takarlith now has a new archaeological site to excavate. Let's have her do that. All right, you still have nothing to do, though. All right, so we were sending you there. Let's send you here and you there. Man, that's a lot of influence. That could have helped me resolve a couple of different issues there. Holy crap. 500 influence. Hopefully this dig site is worth it. Takarlith is the one investigating it, so crossing our fingers, it's going to be pretty good. Alright, so this trade hub is finished. That'll start helping to collect additional stuff there. We can do the off-world trading company to produce additional trade value. Now, another thing we can do is we can change our trade model to where we're not producing as many consumer goods anymore. Now that our consumer good production is higher than it was. Oh, that's right. You lost your leader. I forgot about you. I'm sorry. So sorry. Okay, so Anomaly research speed or anomaly discovery chance. Let's get a higher anomaly discovery chance and send you on your way. EXCAVATE. Shrouded with Gulia 5's gaseous atmosphere is the dark looming form of an enormous habitat, the EXCAVATE residence. Previously a bustling space city where the residents enjoyed a pampered lifestyle with a multitude of comforts made available through technology, the habitat is now a silent tomb. Molluscoid aliens lie slumped across the floor in various states of decay. A post-mortem reveals that they died from asphyxiation at the habitat's life support system, as the habitat's life support system was disabled intentionally. Their homes are fitted with unusual mechanical chairs that are hooked up to a central database in the shape of a gigantic blue orb, the Memorex. Alrighty then.
Receiving transmission.
What do we have here? Migration treaty proposal. We also have no energy once again. Ornathi, we would like to invite you to our talent exchange program. We have found that free migration of people between worlds can be highly beneficial to a growing economy. You know what? It's going to take away from some influence, but this could help us expand. Yeah, I'm going to say okay. Like, I'm going to get closer to them. It is going to cost us influence per month. One thing I would like to do very quickly, we're going to get energy using other means. There we go. And with that being done, now Umara has the option of building a gene clinic. How many populations don't have jobs? Just that one worker? Okay, well, I think what I'll do is go ahead and build another agriculture district, because we need to fix one of the shortages. That's the thing. As long as we fix one of the shortages, we'll have the means of fixing the other, because one of the shortages is money. You know, so we either gain a resource to sell, or gain the resource with which we buy the resource we have a shortage of. So I'll focus on food for now. And on getting
Genetic improvement project concluded.
some additional upgrades finished.
System survey concluded.
Okay. So we only have 3 more cruisers to build. That's going to add to our energy deficit a good bit. Maybe I'll hold off for now until we have fewer problems.
Another day, another scientific breakthrough.
All right, so faction influence gain has just been increased by 1. So we can improve our administrative cap. We can get increased food from farmers. It's about time we got that tech. Ministry of Production. Oh man, so many good options here. Let's go ahead and go for additional food from farmers, because that, again, if we focus on food, that'll help to fix the food shortage. Okay, so Umar no longer has problems, which means technically we don't need the agriculture district.
Anomalous readings registry.
Backscattering spectrometry.
System survey
Spectrometry.
concluded.
Oh, I said it right the first time. Sensors indicate the presence of valuable substances beneath Toibos 3's noxious clouds. Research it, please. Tell me more. I wish to know. Inquiring minds wish to know. We wish to be informed. I don't know why I'm doing this random accent. Any Brits listening in can tell me what locale I am approximating, because I don't know. I'm just... I might not even be approximating one accurately.
Construction project concluded.
Okay, so I do want to get this in my system, because that's another archaeological site. So let's go ahead and add Hatram. That also is some trade value, a good bit of trade value. We can add these systems down here and help our energy deficit a good bit if we build a station.
Research concluded.
All right, the railgun tech has been unlocked. Mining station output plus 10%. That's tempting. Let's do that. All right, rock potential. Toibos 3 is exceptionally rich in minerals. Minerals that are unfortunately of no use to us. However, Science Officer Valbrig Den Tarab believes the many elements in the crust of Toibos 3 can be transformed into potentially more useful forms through positron bombardment. The ISS Usalargian has requested that the Oranathi Technoclave set aside 100 energy credits for the purposes of this project. Very well. Ready, the positron
Situation log
charges.
updated.
Let's do it. Okay. I am going to go ahead and order this fleet to upgrade. Now it looks like they're going to upgrade an asterope, which means when they get there, I'm going to need to make sure. Observing the massive asteroid J3L10935, we have found something. Further investigation is warranted. Go ahead and look into it. It's hard, but go ahead and do it. I do have to keep an eye, a very close eye, on Task Force Campus. They're preparing for their upgrades. But with that in mind, let's see. This particular station,
System survey
I can upgrade to a Starhold. Now, what other stations can I upgrade to Starholds? The Anthem station technically should be one, but I'd rather upgrade trade hubs right now so I can add hydroponics buildings and reduce my food shortage. Now, I think I have a strong suspicion that this research, when it finishes in 2 months, is going to fix that problem. I really hope so. Okay, good. The crew of the ISS Usalagian are pleased to report that the experiment was a success, and a significant number of dense mineral veins on Torbos 3 have been transmuted into usable resources. Excellent. It's unfortunately really far away. All right, recycling campaign and education campaign. There's a lot of energy to make that happen. Okay, the Memorex. The inhabitants had developed an enhanced learning program that ran every night as they slept in their mechanical chairs. It was used to remove unpleasant memories and train new skills. Ooh, that sounds good. Being picked last for Spaceball or stood up on a date were little day-to-day horrors that Ixpilenians did not have to suffer to twice. And for a while, it was bliss. Systematic mind enhancements were mandated by the Habitat leadership and distributed to all residents from the Memorex, but the system was exploited. There were clandestine efforts to delete memories and traits collectively from the population without their consent, and eventually it backfired. The aliens unlearned important skills for their survival and entered a vegetative state. Shortly thereafter, the Habitat life support was disabled. That's terrible. Like, genuinely terrible. I don't know what not genuinely terrible would be, but that's pretty awful. Okay, so when she's done with that, we're going to have her come down and investigate that site. You can go ahead and clear both of those. Any other upgrades to be done? Not really.
Research concluded.
Okay, so in a month, we should see if our food situation improves. But for now, planetary shield generator is tempting. Let's go for auxiliary fire control. We've been a while not having that. Ooh, food processing facilities. Or do we want an additional gene modification point? Or the Paradise Dome, for that matter. Let's go for the gene modification point, since we might not get that option again soon. And in about 20 days, we'll find out. In 20 days, in real life, this series will come back. But in 20 days in game, or now actually, did not eliminate our shortage. Damn it. Okay. All right, the exotic gases as fuel edict expired. And volatile land clearance also needs to be renewed. Well,
System survey concluded.
We still have shortages that we're going to have to deal with on our other stations concluded. Here. So, tell you what systems have trade value around here? You do, the Cytean system. You have a lot, actually. If I were to put a station in Kostra, I could eventually have 3 trade nodes that would collect everything in this area. I would have 4 trade nodes on it. Oh man, it'd be a lot. So it looks like Kostra should be my target. It's a good centralized spot. Also, of course, we have additional colony options in this area. Concluded. All right, let's not let a food situation develop. Let's not, and say we didn't. Energy-wise, we are still sucking. In more ways than one, because we're losing energy quickly, right? So we're literally having energy sucked out of us. But, so I guess that means we're getting sucked, but we also just, it generally sucks, like, in the more figurative sense. So, oh yes, I just explained that in detail. You're welcome. What was I doing before I started rambling like an idiot? All right, so... Okay, that fixes some of our energy issue and also grants us a little bit more influence given that we're above solid liquidity levels, above that 5,000 mark. What do we have here? EXCAVATE, who am I? A scan of the habitat's logs reveals its control system was activated again on multiple occasions decades after the life support was disabled. I bet this was Saria. Someone overrode security, entered a maintenance hatch, and accessed the Memorex. A datapad and a tiny blue memory orb, a smaller version of the Memorex, lie discarded by the hatch. The datapad is filled with the frenzied thoughts of someone on the brink of madness. That sounds really familiar. Again and again, the same questions are repeated with growing despair. Who am I? What happened on EXCAVATE? The final entry reads, now that I know I must forget one last time, perhaps the orb will reveal what was forgotten. Interesting. Oh man, I think we're about to find out. Maybe we'll get an artifact out of it too? Like the Memorex? I don't know. I don't know what it would do for us, but it sounds cool. Almost ready to add some more systems to our territory here. We can also do more stations, technically speaking. We have trade value in Fenhabanis to be collected. Trade value in Mothelum, and Kasora for that matter. Although Ravgeti could do an additional, once the Starhold upgrade is done. Yeah, I'd rather just have this one.
Construction project concluded.
Nastia will be a big help. Here it is, EXCAVATE. Saria's last memory orb. The orb's first memory shows Dr. Saria spearheading the development of the Memorex to great acclaim. So she was the scientist who created the Memorex. Another memory from years later shows her secretly wiping Memorex data for unknown reasons. Yet another memory is of Saria working frantically on restoring the residents' memories, but to no avail. They stare emptily ahead, heads lolling, but all but their autonomic brain functions lost. Finally admitting defeat, she hides the evidence of her crime. She watches alone as the EXCAVATE residence is pulled into the gravity well of the gas giant it once orbited. Feelers secreting large amounts of mucus in what is believed to be an alien expression of great distress. Almost got a little choked up while I was reading that. That's really sad.
Construction project concluded.
Okay, we're going to need to build that station soon. But we can almost certainly get a station started on Hatram. Matter of fact, let's give that order right now.
Research concluded.
Okay, auxiliary fire control is done. I think I want the antimatter reactor. Let's go ahead and get that set up. Also, holy crap, I forgot about you. Remember just in the nick of time. Man, they made it all the way to Astrope. It was the last ship to be upgraded. See, this is the advantageous thing. It takes so long to upgrade that thing that all the rest of the fleet got upgraded except for the Grand Herald. Oh wait, no, just kidding. No, it didn't. Well, tell you what. All right, we have a new faction found. I'll look into that in just a moment. Let's separate out that guy. And I want you to upgrade the rest of these ships here. And then we're going to go ahead and build a few more. Because why not?
Fleet enhancement supplied.
I know there's actually plenty of reason why not, but... Alright, let's merge these guys again.
System survey concluded.
Leave B for now. A bit too challenging. Alright, Task Force Campus. Are you still following Task Force Campus? Yes, you are. Good. Subterranean refugees. A large group of refugees from the underground alien empire on Terdaga recently streamed out of their tunnels onto the surface, chased by a small army. They are apparently part of some sort of religious minority and claim to be fleeing persecution. If we let them join our colonists on the surface, it will no doubt anger the rulers of the empire they fled from. However, if we let the pursuing army take them back underground, they will likely face mass execution. I feel like... Okay, so let's think back to the origin story of the Ornathi Technoclave that I wrote. The original Oranathi government completely forbade all religion, which caused both the technoclave and the hierocracy to split away. So you had the highly scientific-minded people, but the people who didn't necessarily agree with that thinking go and make the technoclave. And then you had the highly religious people go and make the hierocracy. And we've seen a series on this channel now, and we've had a series in both of these. And so that means that the technoclave at least has some sympathy to people of different belief systems and aliens of different belief systems. So from a narrative perspective, it makes more sense for them to say, let them join our colony if that's their wish. One Cosvalia pop is created, relations with the subterranean civilization will be harmed. Okay. Nel Vadris has the opportunity to expand, and you know what we're doing with that slot, right? We're going to build robot assembly plants. About freaking time. All right, so there's that. Idramore needs some housing. I think I'll just build a city district here. Or, yeah, we still need food, so let's go ahead and just build some agriculture districts. That'll give me housing, and when more pops become available, they'll automatically start producing more food. So that's a good thing regardless. Oh yeah, we definitely want to go ahead and upgrade more of these if we're starting to run low on our surplus here. Consumer goods surplus isn't as big as it once was. Okay, here it is. I was waiting for this. Ixbelen. Yes, we got the Memorex, whatever it is. The final memory shows a much older Saria in a priest's robe, waking up in a state of panic, tentacles flailing and ears flapping. She stumbles out of bed and begins to frantically jot down her recollections of yet another nightmare in which empty-eyed aliens convulse on a habitat floor. Then her face contorts with horror as it dawns upon her that it is all real. The nightmares and the flashbacks are extracted memories coming back to her, and if extracted memories can return, the inhabitants of Ixbelen could have recovered. The maintenance hatch appears to have opened one last time, but Saria's ship still remains docked at the landing. I've never had anything like this happen to me or someone I know, but I don't know why this is just really well written and surprisingly affecting. That's really sad. We could bring the Memorex with us back to Nel Vadris if we wish. All right, so we get additional stability and resources from jobs on Nel Vadris, or we could say memories are not to be tampered with. The Memorex is best forgotten, and gain a crap ton of influence, a crap ton of alloys. I feel like in this case, that's what we're going to do. As much as I would like that stability boost, let's say the Memorex is best forgotten and gain all of those wonderful benefits. And on that amazing note, that's a great ending point, both narratively and technically speaking. We're going to be able to do a lot when we dive back in with all that influence. We're going to be able to finally lock down most of our remaining territory that I've been eyeing for the past little while. Looks like our food shortage has gone away as well. That's great news. And we also will have hopefully less of an energy problem once we start to fix the rest of the economy. So things are definitely looking up. I'm going to go ahead and give the order so I don't forget at the beginning of the next run of the series, because I totally would. I'm going to give the order for Takarlith to come down and excavate this site. How old are you at this point, Takarlith? You're 108. Our previous leader that died not too long ago was also 108. So I don't know if she's going to last through the excavation of one more site, but we're going to give her one last hurrah. She already is immortalized through our cruisers that just exist. So that's a good thing. At least we also need to send these guys back on patrol. So what I'm going to do is send them back to Vadris and also give the order to reinforce so that all the rest of those ships have been built. And we'll deal with the energy situation and whatever remaining resources are precariously poised at the beginning of episode 21, which again will happen after we play through 20 of Roma Galactica 2.5. So yeah, very excited to jump back into that, and that'll be tomorrow. So Stellaris is not going anywhere on the 4 p.m. slot. Also, speaking just exclusively to my Paradox fans, well, to everyone, but Paradox fans are going to be particularly interested in this. Now that Pompey is out, the 1.1 Pompey patch for Imperator, I would really like to play Imperator on the channel, and I'm going to bring it in as soon as I can. It's just that the way that I'm recording now, I am, in order to prevent what happened a few months ago, and yes, I'm just going to talk about channel stuff at the end here for a second, so if you're not interested, feel free to tune out. But in order to prevent what happened a few months ago where I just had to put everything down because I got so overwhelmed, I am enforcing strict rules on myself. And one of those rules is that I am not going to record for third or fourth or fifth series. Not that I've ever had a fourth or fifth series running at once. I think the most I've ever had is 4 of episodes coming out daily. And 4 is a lot, let me tell you. I mean, think about it. That's 2 hours of gaming content a day. I don't necessarily do all that recording a day, but that's the equivalent. One of the things I'm doing is that I do not allow myself to do beyond 2 series unless I have a significant backlog built up to a certain number of days. Right now I'm going with 10 in the existing series. So I'm working towards that right now, but we're not there just yet. And as soon as I'm there and can confidently maintain that, we will bring Imperator in the 10 p.m. slot. And that's usually the slot where Civ 6 hangs out, and Civ 6 will also be there in the future as well. But because we have lots to play now that the June update is out. And that's amazing, by the way, for Civ 6 as well. So for those of you who have been missing that, we'll be jumping back into that as soon as I'm able. But again, that time slot is not going to become active again until I can really confidently maintain the 2 time slots that I currently have. So just stay tuned, and we will keep going with Stellaris in the 4 p.m. slot. Thank you so much for watching this first leg of Legacy of the Forerunners. Almost said Dynastic Divinity for a second there. That's our other Ornathi series. New episodes are still going to come out every day at 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next time.